I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll try to figure out the exact value of cos inverse of cos x. Now let me remind you that we have been working with cos inverse of x as equals to y, where we could also write this as cos y equals to x, where y is between 0 to pi, right? So that is what the domain of y is, right? So that is what is the domain of y. So if we do not have an angle which is within this domain, we may not get cos inverse of cos as that answer. So that is very important to understand. I'd like you to pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now the first one here is cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 4, and then we also have cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6. Now let's look into the first one, which is cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 4. So when I say 5 pi by 4, so it is actually in right here, right? So that is 5 pi by 4. Definitely it is not in this domain 0 to pi, it's like beyond. So cos inverse of cos x may not be 5 pi by 4. That is important to understand. Okay, now let's begin. So we have cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 4. I could write this as cos inverse of, in this quadrant cosine is negative, pi by 4, that means negative 1 over square root 2. Now cos is also negative in quadrant 2. Now since the domain of cos inverse x in this case, this is between 0 to pi, the value which suffice this answer will be this, which is 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4. So what we get here is 3 pi by 4, right? So what you also notice here is that cos inverse of cos x is not really equal to x, right? X was 5 pi by 4 and we got 3 pi by 4, right? We got that different answer. The reason is that the value given here is not in the domain of inverse function of cos, right? That's the reason. Let's look into the next one, which is cos inverse of cos 7 pi by 6. Now when you're talking about 7 pi by 6, that means also this is 6 pi by 6 and then 7. So we are in quadrant 3 again, and this is pi. 6 pi by 6 is pi. So it is out of the domain, so we may not get that answer. It's very important to understand this point, right? So if you construct your special triangle for pi by 6 angle, what do you get? Let me make one here. So for pi by 6, it is square root 3 over 2, right? Since you are in quadrant 3, you get a negative number. So it is negative square root 3 over 2. Now, cos is also negative in quadrant 2. And therefore, the angle which you get is this angle, right? This angle, which is 5 pi by 6. Do you see that? 5 pi by 6. So the answer we get for cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6 is 5 pi by 6, not 7 pi by 6. So we get cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6 as equal to 5 pi by 6. Now the reason is that this cos inverse could not undo the cos thing because this angle here is not in the domain of cos inverse, correct? That is the reason. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope this point is absolutely clear. You can share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.